Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny, and we're here with a very special guest, the one and only Livi DarConte.
Hello. Hi. Thank
What's
you
going
so
on?
much for having me.
My pleasure, Livy. We've been yapping a little bit prior to the show, and I want to tell you thank you so much for doing this interview.
Of course.
Means a
Thank
lot.
you.
You are absolutely killing it,
Thank you.
and I think you're a real star in this Phoenix movie scene. So I'm
Thank
really
you.
interested to learn your story a little bit. You were born and raised in Arizona.
I was, yeah. I was born and raised here, and I've been working in film since around like 2 years old.
You're born into it.
Yeah, I was quite literally, yeah. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I did child acting and modeling, and then that transitioned into me wanting to get into directing and directing and writing once I kind of got to the age where I understood how sets worked and it wasn't just like playing dress up with some people saying like, "Hey, do this." I was like, "Oh, okay, this is like a really cool industry." Like probably around the ages of like 7 and 9, I kind of like started being like, "Oh, wait, this is actually really cool," and it became a big aspiration of mine to do directing and writing.
That's amazing, man. You're, I think, a rare person that kind of knows what they want to do right off the bat, right out of the
Thank you.
gate. And you absolutely have a talent for it. So good for
Thank
you.
you.
Now, there's a big difference between, starring in something, doing some modeling, photography, whatever, and then directing a film, directing a feature.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you kind of know that was a lane you wanted to go down?
I think I've always, growing up, I've always had a passion for storytelling. Rather that be making little videos with my toys, making stories, or anything like that, or even writing short stories. Because I definitely had a lot of ups and downs trying to figure out what I want to do with my life when I was little. There was like, paleontology. I was like, I kind of want to, study dinosaurs, dig up dinosaurs. And I realized, okay, Jurassic Park, I like the filmmaking part of it and not the, like, studying dinos part as much. And yeah, I think that passion I always had for wanting to tell stories, and in a way, always like, I think that when you're a kid playing make believe, I was kind of like, okay, like directing and writing is bringing stories to life. It's kind of like, even as an adult, you can still have that freedom to play like make believe and make your own stories. And I think there's such a childlike wonder to making movies, and that's what I love about it.
Good for you. I always think it's one of the most satisfying experiences you could ever have when you kind of have a vision in your head for something and
Yeah.
able to put it together.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like I always kind of see it as like a daydream coming to life because you have all these visions. At least myself, I'm always imagining stories, imagining scenes, and I think being able to like take what you have that's imaginary and being able to turn it into like a physical thing that people can react to, people can watch and experience is just so like not only rewarding but just magical. Like it's amazing. It's so amazing.
There's an addictiveness to it too. It's like, oh wow, I can do this. Let's keep
Yeah, I
doing it.
think that's why I'm workaholic, if I'm being honest. It's just there is something so addictive about it and so like almost like drug inducing about it, just that ability to create so much and being able to collaborate with others and tell these stories, like you just never want to stop once you know how to do it.
100%. You definitely unlock something in yourself when you
Yeah,
know. So good for you.
thank
You
you.
mentioned dreamlike, and I've watched your work. So
Yeah.
first for the Vigilante viewers, I heard of you through that film you put out, Mourning Glory,
Hmm.
which was unbelievable. And then
Thank
I kind of
you.
dove into your catalog. You have a very eclectic catalog.
Thank you.
You've done some music videos. You've done a
Yes.
bunch of different stuff. I want to hear all about it. But Morning Glory, I feel like, is your most recent work.
It is the one that's released right now, yes.
You won awards for it. You
Yeah.
got excellent reviews for it. Talk a little bit about Morning Glory.
Yeah, so that was a film that it was actually probably one of my most vulnerable films I've made so far. It was a film that I made as a promise to my grandmother who passed away last year. And yeah, it was just such a just the experience through making it, marketing it, everything like that. Just truly something I've never experienced before because I'm still quite early in my career, and just everything going along with that was just so beautiful. And being able to make a film for someone was just such a beautiful thing to do, and also receive such understanding and like the audience reaction, I wasn't expecting that. A lot of people that I met related to it, or they had their own diagnoses that they were dealing with, and I can't describe it any more than just a beautiful experience, just in so many ways. I think there were so many like little events and pop-up showings we'd have around the state, and I think weirdly it's the most closest I felt with the community out here. I just met so many different creatives and so many different audience members, and it just felt so like your art connected with the community in such a beautiful way, and I've never had that feeling to that extent before, and I think that was just a beautiful beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. It's really cool when you believe in something and then others believe in it
It's
too, and you're
crazy.
like,
I'm like,
wow.
are you sure? Like
Right.
yeah, like I really like it, but like the fact that you guys like it too, like crap, maybe I am doing something right, you know? And I think that's so magical about making art, cuz not everyone's going to like it. Like it's not a given. Art is very opinionated and very like solo to what people's beliefs in your art are. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy when, you know, or the message that you felt with it is being conveyed through the same way through audiences. It's
Yes.
crazy.
It really is. It's spiritual,
It
you
is.
know.
That's a really good way to put it. It's a very spiritual, like almost like soul connecting feeling, you know?
100%.
Mhm.
I loved it. I love how you split it up. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. It's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and it's on YouTube.
Um, I love how you split it up into like the grief, the depression,
Thank you.
I thought that was really, really cool. The denial. That was, I
Yeah.
think, the first one where she had the handkerchief around her eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like I could understand
Thank
what you
you.
were doing with that, and I loved it, man. And then the end with your grandmother was some very real, raw
Yeah.
film. So shout out to you for putting that because
Thank you.
you're vulnerable, right? Like it's not easy to
Yeah.
share that. So for you to do it, it takes a lot of courage.
Thank you. No, seriously. It was just a crazy film experience because we made it so fast too. Because we weren't sure when she was gonna pass, but she was able to see it, and it was very beautiful, and she loved it. And I kind of used it as a time capsule because it was all inspired by her belongings. We filmed it in her living room while she was on hospice, because her final wish was to see me direct a film in person. So I
Wow.
was like, shit, like, how are we gonna do that?
Damn.
And I was like, we'll just build a set in your living room. And yeah, we did that, and everything was very inspired by her. And that ending clip, it wasn't even supposed. I didn't even know it existed.
Hmm.
That ending clip. It was my very good best friend who is also a director in the industry out here. His name's Emmanuel Villa, and he was doing BTS for me. And he's a pretty close family friend too. So you know, he had the camera nearby, and I was showing my grandma like the shots for the day because she was like chilling out. And yeah, he snuck that clip. She was like in her like thick Italian New York accent, like, "You better not record me. I don't want to be on camera." And he's like, I'm not." And he just like set the camera there. And yeah, he I was like wrapping up editing, and he's like, "Hey, I have these clips of your grandma, and I just wanted to show you them." And I was like, "Oh crap," you know? And it was supposed to be it was my first screening I had of Morning Glory. It was supposed to be like an event exclusive with like the ending, because I was like, I don't know, it's a little vulnerable, and I don't want to take away from the art that I made. And when it screened for the first time with that clip at the end, the audience reaction was just like, I don't know. I was just like, I need to keep this in here. It just I feel like it makes the film, and I think it I shouldn't be straying away from something that is already meant to be vulnerable, and I think I should just let it live as that, and it has its own purpose. And yeah, so that's how that clip came to be.
God bless you. Said Armando,
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Yes. Yeah,
Fire. Good
amazing,
idea.
amazing, amazing guy.
And yeah, man, I love. So we live in a time right now where like mainstream film media, I feel, is not very willing to take chances. You
No.
know, so I feel people like yourself coming up and you're doing it. That's huge. That's how
Thank
things
you.
really get moving.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like there's very few risk takers I've been seeing. I think studios are playing it safe a lot lately. And I think there's very few pieces of art being made in the mainstream that is taking those risks that we used to see like a couple decades ago, you know, with
Yes.
film. And like even theaters, I've noticed like the reruns of just
Oh
older
man.
movies, like
Yeah.
it's just so much, which like I'll never complain about. I enjoy my older movies, but I think that's something that's definitely gonna have to like I think people's ability to take risks is what makes art change and grow and better, and I think that needs to be more present.
I think so, and I think you're on the forefront of it. So
Thank
let's
you.
keep it
I'm
up, man.
trying.
Hell yeah. No, I love it. And I feel, I don't know, are you a David Lynch fan?
So it's really funny. I only got into him pretty recently.
Okay, because he's got that dreamy stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
dark. Your style, I would consider, is on the darker side,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
also like really dreamy and kind. I watched your what Parable of the
Yeah,
Pomegranate,
yeah.
and I loved it, and I'm also
Thank
like, this
you.
is wild.
Thank you.
That's a lot of risk taking.
It was actually inspired by recurring nightmares I'd have. And that was also really fun film to do with everyone. And it was really surreal bringing my nightmares to life as like a director. I'm like, this is crazy, you know? And we were filming in the middle of the desert with like the faceless woman and everything like
Yeah.
that. And I think, yeah, and I think that was one of like the big moments early in my career that was like, damn, like this is what filmmaking's about, you know? Like it's just turning those dreams into reality. And I've always loved more dreamier work, more surreal work. I've always been such a big fan of that, and that's something that I love to explore. It's so much fun.
I like it as well because there's really no boundaries,
No, it's
you
like
know?
complete creative freedom, and I love using symbolism and connecting things, and yeah, I love surrealism so much. It's so much fun.
Just being in your presence, the and passion you have for what you do is so awesome, man.
Thank
I work a
you.
9 to 5, so I'm always in the office setting, and it's
Yeah,
like the opposite, like no passion about what you do, and
I get it. Yeah.
so to be around creatives and people like yourself doing your thing, amazing,
Thank
amazing
you.
stuff. So
Seriously,
yeah,
thank you.
I love it, and something about you that really appealed to me as well for the audience, Livy. You're prolific, man. Like you write, you direct, you score, you
Yeah.
do the cinematography sometimes. I'm probably missing stuff. Produce.
Yes. There's
Jesus,
there's a
man.
lot. I think lately it's been a lot of producing, directing, and writing. As I've kind of like worked over the years and found my own team. But if I do have a concept, I will just shoot it and get it out of my brain. I think with ideas, like I do a lot. You've seen a lot of the larger scale stuff I've done. There's
Hmm.
like more smaller scale stuff I've done too. But I think with those smaller scale where I'm like doing everything, it's like these little ideas. I feel like they're prying at my brain. I just need to like get them out. I'm like, get out, you know? And yeah.
Real creative.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Are you someone that writes throughout the day? Like if you have thoughts, you write.
Oh yeah, 100%. No matter where I am, I don't care if it's my phone app, if it's a little notebook I have, anything that's near, if there's an idea in my head, it needs to be straight onto paper so I do not forget it.
I'm the exact same way, man.
It's so useful because you're like, oh no, I'm gonna remember it,
No,
and it's always those one things that you just can't remember, and you're like, I should have wrote it down. I should have wrote it down. And you're spending so long trying to figure out what it was, you know?
it's so true, and I do think just getting it out is healthy even too. Like maybe
Yeah,
not everything you write is gonna be gold,
yeah, but
but
I think those ideas, those little things that you write down, could morph into something else.
hell
You
yeah.
know, like for years of those recurring nightmares of the faceless woman. I'm like, it'll go somewhere one day, and then they started reappearing in my dreams again, and then the whole idea of Parable of the Pomegranate came out, and I was just like, okay, so it's like those little things that just line up for so many years or so many months. It's gonna help you out in the future, and maybe it's gonna be like a main character in your thing, or just something that pushes a story out. You never know.
I love that. I absolutely love that because that's like a true blank slate as well.
Yeah,
Let's see what it could turn into.
yeah, even like a little shot idea you write down could be like leading into the biggest story you've ever written. You just don't know
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
absolutely. Is there is there something about the producing that's different from the more creative side? Because producing is more involving, you know, paying for the production
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's I feel more on the business side. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think it depends on what scale production you're doing. If you have
Mm-hmm.
investors with those producers, or you have multiple producers. But I particularly like producing because I have more creative control, weirdly, on the project. because as a director and producing, I kind of have more control on where things go, and I also have more of a hand in the production. I don't mind being on the business side. I love being on the La La Land creative
Mm-hmm.
side so much, but I think as you start getting bigger sets and as you start working with more people and doing bigger productions, for myself, it's very important that I have some hand in that producing world.
Absolutely. I asked that because my platform's called Versatile
Yeah,
Vigilante, and I
yeah.
just feel versatility in whatever field you're in is huge. We talked a bit,
Extremely.
if you know different aspects of the world you're in, it's only going to help you.
No, seriously, like we were talking earlier, like if you're gonna hire an editor, and not know what to expect out of them, I think it's so important to learn, especially if you're someone new trying to get into filmmaking. I think it's really important to put yourself in every position. Because even when I was in film school, everyone wants to be a director when they walk
Right.
in. You know, like they're like, I want to make movies and be a director. And what I loved about the college I went to is they really made sure that you did kind of like every role that possible that you could do, which I always thought was really important because it's like, hey, you may want to be a director, but you find out that you love sound or you love this. But if you don't know, even as a director, you know what to expect out of your cinematographers or your gaffers, you know, because you've have some knowledge to it.
Learning the business.
Yeah, and you kind of learn their terminology, so it's not like, you know, the director's like, hey, can you put like a web thingy over the lights? Like you can actually know what it's
Yes.
called and actually communicate properly, or you know what to, as we're saying, what to expect out of your crewmates. And I think that really helps those bonds and how like those collaboration on those sets.
I completely agree. And we are in Arizona, and I'm new to Arizona. So part of the reason I wanted to talk to you was
Welcome
to
to
kind of thank you.
Arizona.
Love Arizona. Shout out AZ. One of the things I wanted to ask you about just your opinion on the Arizona film scene.
Yeah. I think as we were talking about a little bit before, we yapped for a while.
We needed the behind the
we
scenes
did, we
footage.
did. But yeah, I think it's very commercialized right now. I've noticed that since I started out here, you know, as a 2-year-old. Not saying I remember from when I was 2, but like growing up,
You were there.
I was there. Don't remember
You were
most of
there.
it, but she was there. Um, but I definitely see a lot of, we were talking about the hungry creatives out here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so cool, and I think having that leverage of being so close to LA and Vegas and those areas, but still having this like calm, beautiful desert that we're in, I think there's a lot of really amazing brains and creatives out here that are slowly emerging. And I think that the, what's the word? The emergence of more narrative work, I think, is happening. I've seen so much more feature films pop up and so much more film work, and I really think Arizona's going to be a really good outlet for film.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I really think so too for all those reasons you said. And then I think there's a hunger here as well.
There is, yeah, and it's nice. And we're talking about like it feels so almost like refreshing. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's a lot of like new hunger. Like it's just to make the art. Like it's that
Yeah.
hunger to just make art and to tell stories, which I feel like can be really rare these days with a lot of creatives art in this industry. Just that like that pure wonder to just make stuff and to
Yes.
create stuff. It's beautiful.
That underground spirit.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's so cool about Arizona.
It really is.
Hmm.
No, shout out Arizona. Another thing with you, you have an extremely unique look that I
Yeah.
definitely thought was really, really cool. You
Thank
have your
you.
own style.
Thank you.
You always had that type of a style.
For the most part, yeah, I feel like going into film a little bit, I think it definitely took some years to kind of land on the look, and
Right.
then I kind of got like this out of it, and I was like, yeah, I like it, you know?
I think again in entertainment world, in the film world, people do have to know who you are,
Yeah.
and anything that you can do by being yourself and it helps you stand out.
I think I noticed that because I'm very well known for my lip combo that I do with the black and the red. I know this because it was so funny. I work with so many like repeating creatives out here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one day I go to set, and I'm first ADing, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing my lipstick today. I'm just gonna like just be like a little more comfy. Nobody recognized me, and I was like, guys, like. So I'm like, okay, I get it, because I feel like everyone has like their little staple pieces, and you're like, okay, Like, I get it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and
It's a trademark.
I noticed that and I was like, okay, so I now can't go to work without my lipstick on.
There you go.
Like, it just has to just be like tattooed to my face, you know?
Yeah, you created a little problem for yourself
A
in that
little
way, but
bit.
also again, not to get too deep into it, but
Yeah.
again, in the kind of creative world we're in, where we talked about not a lot of risk taking. I think even physically, the way you carry yourself is added to that because
Yeah.
when you think of a lot of great filmmakers, I mentioned David Lynch. He had that, interesting hairstyle.
Yeah. Always had like a cigarette and like
Oh,
the coffee.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I do think that adds to things. I
It
really do.
does. And I think, especially being in such an entertainment industry, I think there is a lot of importance to kind of building up your brand and your aesthetic.
Yes.
And I do think my route is a little risky with just how it's going. I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm not considered a director because of how I look and that whole thing. But I like it. I'm like, I'm going to look like this and I'm going to make my art and it's going to be great, you know?
Absolutely, man. Keep doing it because it's that classic thing of who cares what someone else thinks.
Literally.
If you're
Like,
if
if we
that's
cared what
you,
people think, why would art be made? You know, like why would we be making art? Why would there be so many different types of art in the world? Like you're going to find your people, you're going to find your audience that loves it, and if they don't love it, like any press is good press. If they hate the movie, it's still being talked about, you know?
that's bars. That is bars from Livy right now, man. That might be a clip.
Yeah.
That might be a clip. I absolutely love that because I've talked
Thank
about
you.
that in the past of we're making shit for an algorithm. What does that even mean? Come
Literally,
on,
I
man.
think there's
That's not it.
so much. I think we're in such a content heavy environment with just art right now. It's so many people making stuff just to keep views up so they
Yep.
can get like a couple thousand and make money off of it and not for the pure purpose of we're making art, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like, I don't know. I could talk about it for hours. It bugs
Me
me.
too. No, I'm completely with you, but that's also like glass half full. You mentioned you got your own community. There's, things cooking. And I feel like when you do trust yourself and do what you want to do, it works out the way it's
Weirdly,
supposed
it's
to.
scary. It's scary as shit. Like, excuse my French, but it really is. And I think with any art or anything that you're truly passionate about, it's so important to take those risks and take that leap of faith. I'm always like so repetitive about that because it is scary and you might fail, but you're persisting. You gotta be proud of yourself for that. You didn't give up. I don't think giving up is ever a smart idea, and I think keeping persisting what you love, like that's how you get better at it. That's how you grow.
That's the only option, man. It's
Literally.
always going to be tough. It's
Yeah,
always
it's
going to
always
be
going to be,
tough.
but how are you going to react to that? What's your
Exactly.
reaction to that? Are you going to cry about it not working out, or are you going to move forward and build something new?
Absolutely. And that, I guess, is a benefit of today, too, where there is so much coming out that it's like,
Yeah.
okay, no one even remembers. Fuck it.
Yeah, like, like let's just make what we want to make and, things are going to stick and things aren't going to stick, but it's out in the world, it's out of your brain. You did it.
Hell yeah.
I think that's something really important to remember when you're making art.
You're absolutely right. Really, really well said. And keep taking those risks.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you.
What I'd love to ask you about, though, this is actually, we'd already been talking about setting up the interview, and then I see you post your modeling for the Suicide Boys,
Yeah.
and they posted it.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild, man.
Side quest, yeah.
That's a side
My
quest.
side quests kind of go crazy sometimes.
That is amazing. I am like a student of the SoundCloud era, so like
Yeah.
that shit is my stuff.
I
Lil
love
Peep, all
Suicide Boys
that.
so much. Oh my god, it was
Legends.
crazy.
Insane to see how far they made it,
I
by the way.
know, so happy for them.
Doing like arena tours and
I
stuff now.
know.
How on earth did that come about? I need to hear about it.
Yeah, so they had a casting call. Literally, I think it was like 3 days before I did that shoot. And like being full transparent, I was at a Chili's with my friends. Yes.
Fire.
We were all at Chili's and I was like, I saw it pop up and I was like, oh shit, like let me apply for this because why not? Like, worst comes to worst, they say no. It's
Yeah.
taking risks, you know?
Yeah, it was
Worst
out
comes
here?
to, yeah, it was out here.
Sick.
And yeah, I emailed them all my stuff and literally when the margarita got to the table, they let me know that I'd be shooting for them and I was like, "Oh, crap, this is so cool." And yeah, it was a beautiful experience and Yeah, insane. It's truly insane.
Good for you, man. I
Thank
think
you.
that was really like one of those looks that it's an organic one. Like
Thank
you
you.
modeling for them, I think makes so much sense and
Thank
it
you.
fits, you know, and I think that's really cool when doing your thing gets you into different opportunities
Yeah, it was
that,
so strange. And I was just like, it was a dream to eventually work with G59 because I do work in the music industry a lot. And I
yep.
was just like, this is such a cool opportunity. Like, yeah, like what a great way to open 2026, you know?
Yeah, no, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That was really cool to see.
Thank you so
Hell
much.
yeah. And you've made music videos. I've seen that
Yeah.
you had one with Warlord. Is that the
Warlord Colossus, yeah.
Warlord Colossus, and it's
Yeah.
done pretty crazy
Thank
numbers,
you.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was we filmed that around I think it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it was my first ever music video. And yeah, it was a truly just amazing experience. It was so much fun. Yeah.
What's a big difference between doing a music video and doing like just something by yourself on a short film or something like that?
I think so much. Music videos, I love doing more narrative work for music videos. I love narrative music videos, like when there's a story or just
Mm-hmm.
something. I've always felt that since I've watched music videos since I was a kid, and I think there's a lot of ways that like sex with each other. But also with music, obviously, you're collaborating with the musician on their brand, their aesthetic, what they want, and bringing in your creative vision with that. As for doing something by yourself, like a short film, for example, there's a lot more creative freedom with that. But I also think there's also a lot of creative freedom with music. I think film and music, there's so many things that overlap, but they're also entirely their own two separate worlds. And I love both of them so much.
I can tell in your stuff that you're a big music person. Like for the
Thank
fact
you.
that I know you score a lot of it,
Yeah.
but just the style of music you use, especially in Morning Glory, the beginning had kind of a like a synthesizer vibe to it.
Very, very softly. And
Yeah.
Morning Glory, I actually had the joy to work with, I believe it was 5 different musicians and composers to get all the sounds
Wow.
sounding right. Yeah, I've never worked with that many at once before. And it was just truly special because each of those chapters kind of felt like their own mini short film within the
Yes.
short film. So it was really important to me that each of them had their own atmosphere, which I think bringing in people with different talents, musically wise, I think really suited that, but still kind of kept that overlying theme where it all kind of got brought together. But you could tell it's different kind of styles of
Right.
music for those scenes.
That's amazing. That
Thank
so that's
you.
all original work.
Yes.
Jesus.
I know. It was
You're a monster, man.
insane.
That's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, they were so amazing to work with, each one of them. It was beautiful.
I feel like that's a common theme too in a lot of different fields, of course in film and other any industry really, the ability to work well with people.
Yes, yeah. It's insane. I think it takes a lot of patience and there's always that saying that you're not going to get along with everyone, but try to. And I think when you're surrounding yourself with professional people, I think there's that core love that you're always going to make art and get the stuff done, and I think it's very important to be patient and open to collaboration. I think a lot of people starting off usually get so close minded, like, oh, it has to be this, it has to be this idea. And the fact of the matter, like film and art, when you're collaborating with others, especially when you're making films with like cinematographers and gaffers and producers, like it's not going to be your straight idea, but it's really important who you surround yourself with for that film because you're working with them for a purpose. You want their ideas or visions to work with yours. And I
Right.
think it's very important to pick that.
That's a great way to look at it. You're not just there to hang out, you're there to complete a
Yeah,
mission, you know,
like if
let's
you
work
don't like your
together.
cinematographer, why did you choose them to work with you? Like it's not just like pick whoever. It's like you gotta, it's a collaborative effort.
Yep.
And I think I've always viewed film as like an art form that kind of connects every form of art possible. Because there's visuals, there's sound, there's, like you can have paintings in it, you can make it look like a storybook, like there's stories in it. Like I just feel like it's kind of like the opus for like art. I think there's just so much that goes into it.
I think you're right.
It's insane, yeah.
it's cool too to see. I've referenced David Lynch a few times now. Wasn't planning on that, but sometimes now you'll see a film with a symphony, live symphony playing the music,
Yeah,
like stuff like that. That's when you know you really hit something because yeah, to your point, it's an all in one.
it really
You know,
is.
an amazing film is damn. That's art for real.
Yeah, like that is like beautiful.
It really is. Who are your influences, Livy?
I have a lot. It's really odd. I always like when I get to this question, I'm like it always changes so much. Um, thinking currently, weirdly, Salvador Dali. I love his surrealism work. I've been really into that lately. Really, really into that. Martin Scorsese is a huge one for me. Love that man. Trying to think of my other influences right now. Those have been like the top two right now.
I feel that so I've met you for about an hour. That
Yeah.
sums up your personality really well to me, like a
Thank you.
painter, a
Yeah.
director from the 70s,
Thank
like
you.
Suicide Boys, you know?
Yeah, the Holy Trinity for Livy.
That's the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
That's a great Holy Trinity. No, that's amazing, man. I think that's something I hear in music a lot where it's super important to listen to all different types of music
Yeah.
because you pick up on things from one scene, from another scene.
Yeah, yeah.
When just kind of down one lane, I think it honestly limits your creativity.
Yeah, and I think like opening about that, like kind of looking at different scenes, with the music scene, I loved getting into it so much because I really think it helped me understand sound more. And I
Mm.
think sound with film is so important. And I think working on music videos, working with musicians and everything like that, it really gave me a bigger respect for sound that I already had a respect, but just helped me understand the importance of sound and how it can really, really carry your story.
Love that.
Thank
Sold.
you.
I am sold.
Thank you.
So, in terms of kind of where you've been so far, all the amazing stuff you've built, do you have a kind of a vision for yourself of where you want to take things?
Yeah, 100%. I think my biggest goal right now, this is like, where do you see yourself in 5 years question.
Job interview.
Yeah, there we go. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I'd love to make my first feature film very soon. I'd love that. I think my goal right now is I have some films lined up that I'm very excited to slowly get out in the works and get greenlit. And there's more music videos coming up too. But I think long term, as much as I love music videos, I think I do want to continue that for a little bit. But I think the end goal for myself is always going to be film. Is always going to be directing films and making features. And yeah, I think that's a big goal for myself.
I think it's an awesome goal. And also with doing that, like every film's going to be so different. It's going to have a different part of you in it.
And I love it. And I think that's what's so beautiful about being creative in life is I feel like when you truly keep living and like experiencing things, there's so many different stories that are gonna come out. And there's so I think that's what makes me so excited about the future is like there's so much to experience and there's so much to create.
Yes, 100%. When I first got to Arizona, I kind of took a year off of doing interviews, wanted to refresh,
Yeah.
reset a
I
little
think
bit.
that is so important.
It really is, because then I think it's, you see, do I really want to do it? You
Yeah.
know?
And also like you get to live, which means you get to take those experiences and sometimes that helps out so much to help you grow as a creative and grow in whatever you're doing. You like gain so much knowledge and kind of wisdom along the way of taking time for yourself.
You're absolutely right. And that's another thing with film. And I think a lot of directors would probably say this, like they love their early work, but it's the stuff they're doing now that's their favorite, you know? Is
Yeah.
that something you relate to?
Definitely. I think I'm still in my earliness of my career so far. But if I do compare the stuff that let's say I made when I was in trade school at like 16, yeah, I definitely prefer my work now. Those were great, but I think that's also the joy of it is seeing I think it's so good to see that you're growing from what you previously did. I feel like if there's no growth there, that's really worrying, but like there's even like this stupid thing I was gonna put on my Instagram I was thinking of was my technically very, very first music video, which was done Monster High Dolls to Taylor Swift's Bad Blood.
Love that.
It was awful and I
Love
recently
that.
just came across it and I was like, I forgot that existed. And I really want to do like a side by side between like that and like my newest music
It's on
video
camera
soon.
now. You got to do it.
I will do it. I will. Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's so funny, man. Like that stuff where you do where you're like, oh man, what was I doing? It's part of the story. Like you had to do
Yeah.
it to get to where you are. I completely relate to that. And that's why I think it all goes back to what we were talking about. Take those risks, man.
Literally,
Take those
yeah.
risks.
Yeah, and I think taking risks kind of made me shameless in a way, you know? I'm like,
Yes.
like it's gonna happen.
Fuck
Will I
it.
be embarrassed by it? Maybe. Or maybe it'll be like the coolest thing ever.
That's
Either
rock and
way,
roll.
it's just, it's out there now. you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that that's the point of we've talked about it already. Like that's the
Yeah.
point of creating, man. Doing cool shit.
Literally, yeah. I think it's just it fuels me. Seriously, like I don't know what I'd be doing in my life if I didn't have a creative outlet. I think it's my way of like it's my love language, it's my way of speaking. It's really freeing and I think I can communicate so much clearer through films and stories and making art.
I love that, man. Again, I'm very inspired by the work you've done, and I know you're
Thank
so
you.
young still. I'm not gonna ask your age,
No,
but
you're fine. You're fine.
um,
I'm
I
22.
I knew it was gonna be something crazy, man. 22. To
22.
be doing what you're doing at such a young age, keep doing it, man.
Thank you.
You're gonna kind of you've experienced it already. I was gonna tell you shit you already know.
What?
You're gonna be around people that might try to, dismiss certain things or no, this isn't it.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, don't fucking listen to them.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you're doing. You are killing it.
Thank you so much. Seriously. Thank you.
22, man, is you have so much time to continue to make mistakes, continue not
It's
mistakes, but
crazy.
try
Yeah,
stuff, you know?
I think every mistake or failure is just as a learning step, and I
Exactly.
think if you don't fail, I feel like you can't learn.
Not failing is failing.
Literally, yeah, I've always believed in that. Well, very well said.
Hell yeah.
I feel like if you're not constantly learning or wanting to improve, you're not doing it right,
I
you know?
completely agree. Do you feel that I'm assuming you're one of the younger people on set. Do you feel
Yes.
like you have to kind of stand up for yourself a little bit more?
I That is, I'm trying to think about that. Honestly, I think the environment of the people I work with and the people I collaborate with, I surround myself with, a very safe and collaborative environment. I'm not sure if I've ever really felt like that, but I've also been very, what's the word? I feel like I've always tried carrying myself more older and professionally, and a lot of people I've worked with think I'm a lot older than I actually am, and I try not to be like,
Yep.
like for example, that World of Colossus music video, I was 19 directing that, and
Gangster.
it finally got on set that I was 19. Nobody knew. And I was like, yeah, guys, what are you talking about? And everyone's like in their mid 20s to early 30s, and it was definitely I think when I was younger, working on sets like still like teen in my age, I think it was a little intimidating, but I think I had this weird, I don't want to say false hope in myself, but like that, you just got to carry yourself well and have some confidence, even if it's like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to just, fake it till I make it. And, I'm be confident, I'm like, I'm here doing this. And I think with a lot of those earlier sets, I kind of carried myself like that. And I'm proud of where I'm at,
Hell yeah.
It's just, you always got to like carry that confidence, even if it's, I feel like confidence is always an illusion. And I think just believing in yourself because no one else is gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So you gotta be that wingman for yourself.
It's so true. It's crazy you say that because I was talking about that recently too. And it's like some days you might feel a little not your best,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
okay because you're still human. But to really get shit done, you gotta believe, man. You gotta have
You
that
gotta do it
confidence.
because I feel like you can't ever rely on other people doing it for you. You just gotta do it, even if you
Never.
think like it's a complete fake thought and maybe you don't think you're good enough or anything. Just having that weird false confidence in yourself will really get you far.
It's super
You
true,
know?
man, because it's hard to do this shit. It's
It's
hard to go
hard.
against the grain. It's hard to put
Yeah. It's
yourself
hard
out
to,
there.
be shameless or take risks, and it's just like, oh crap, what if this happens? And it's like, okay, well, what if you like you don't do it and you don't know what happens, like
The way I've been feeling lately is the scary thing is to just keep doing normal,
yes,
like just be average essentially. To me, that's
it
terrifying.
is terrifying. Like that's like worst nightmare case scenario. Like I'd rather have some dramatic change in my life, rather it be good or bad, just like something to experience, something to
Yes.
really truly feel like living. you
You're
know?
absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's what it's all about, I think.
Yeah, it
Try
really
shit, do
is.
shit, have fun, you know?
Literally, yeah. Anytime I think of like an average life, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about from SpongeBob, but like the Squidward, like
Yeah.
over worst case scenario nightmare, and that's what I always think.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather just, yeah,
No, I completely agree, and I mentioned this already, but like coming from more of a corporate world on my in my day job,
yeah,
I'm so excited when I see creatives, when I see people putting themselves out there because it inspires me to keep going, you know, keep trying.
yeah.
So for you, I think you're someone that people will look up to, really,
Thank
and
you. That
that's a
means a
big
lot.
responsibility too. And I
Yeah,
think
thank you.
you're suit for you're more than capable of that. So
Thank you so
hell
much.
yeah, man, keep doing
Seriously.
your thing.
Thank you.
What's in the works for you in terms of Phoenix? Is that a place you see yourself staying for a while or
Yeah, I think right now, I do have some opportunities in smaller places that I'm kind of exploring right now, but we shall see where the future takes me. I'm very excited though.
absolutely?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know we're almost about 45 minutes in, but I
Okay.
wanted to give you a little bit of time to maybe promote anything you'd want to promote if you got any events coming up, any films
Yeah.
ready to roll.
So there is a lot in the works right now. A lot of it I can't talk about too much because you know that wonderful paperwork that makes you not talk about things. But there
Fun
is a
stuff.
lot of fun stuff coming up. And I'm super excited to share it with everyone. And more updates will be on my page. And yeah, lots of cool things are in the works, and I'm excited.
I'm excited to see it, but I've
Thank you.
seen a lot of your work at this point. Extremely excited to see what
Thank
you got
you.
coming out. I think you're a young superstar, to be honest with
Thank
you. And
you. Seriously.
hey, man, keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Where can the people find you?
So you guys can find me at Livi DarConte pretty much on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, if you look up Livi DarConte, and that is DarConte with a capital D and a capital C. And yeah.
Livy, I appreciate you. It was an
Thank
absolute pleasure
you.
meeting you.
You too. I
I wish
appreciate
you.
you.
Oh, thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Go follow Livy, young legend. Like I said, shout out to Tyreek or Die too, Toronto
Yeah.
legend. I could see you making a Tyreek or Die music video.
Yeah.
Fire. I might
Like,
have to set this
yeah,
up.
like hit me up.
Toronto plugs for you.
Yeah, hit me up.
Livy, I appreciate you, man. Versatile Vigilante. We're out here 2026.